One-foot-flipper.
Hi, Paige here, the 1 Foot Flipper. How's it going, everybody? Well, on my end, things have been slow. The sales are just not coming in the way I want them to. Anybody else having this problem? And it's like, I don't have much to do because I'm keeping both my accounts at a steady state with a fixed number of listings. And I've got plenty of drafts in reserve, so I just have almost no work to do right now, other than packing orders. Which, that did come in handy this previous week, because I was sick all week long. That's why you haven't seen a video from me, but I finally started feeling good enough to at least fill my orders yesterday, and now I'm back to it, but I just don't have much to do. Okay, another horrifically slow day of sales on eBay today. Only 2 on my real account. I sold this Logan Deluxe Slide File, vintage, still in the original box, for $14.53. This came from the bins. It probably weighs 3 pounds, so I'm only going to clear like $5 or $6 on this after shipping. Maybe more if I make a bunch on the shipping, which I often do on compact heavy items. And the other is viewer Daisy's Treasure Hunt bought the limited edition 1 Foot Flippers Missing Foot. They bought number 2 out of 6. There were only 4 of these left, and they got this for $20. These aren't unlimited like the Enaman. There's only going to be 6 of these ever. Only 4 of them left as of this filming. So in the last month, I did 6,000 in sales on eBay and a few hundred on other platforms. I'm not even going to worry about those at the moment, but I like to be at $10,000 in sales a month, not 6. And I went ahead and I figured it all out. After all expenses, I made $3,212 for the month. That's still $20 an hour if I'd actually put in full-time work, but I did not. 30 hours a week this month at the most, probably less than that. I do the bad self-employed thing of not really dividing my life into work time and non-work time, so it's hard to tell exactly how many hours I work, but I know when I spend most of the day screwing around on the computer and not actually doing anything compared to when I actually do things. Sold this Kavu sling bag for $14.40. This was one of my wife's. We originally bought this on eBay. And my wife goes nuts for this type of bag. Not sure why, so she burns through a lot of them. $14.40, we also bought it on eBay, so of course I lost money on it overall. But sold a set of 3 Force of Will deck boxes, $7.99. They got little anime characters on them. Long hat. Say vintage, made in the USA, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers hat, local number 1. Local number 1 happens to be local to me. It's in pretty poor shape. All the foam is gone. I still got $13.81 for it. Took about 2 months to sell. I'll throw a picture up on the screen because this is still sitting upstairs from where I listed it. It's a Night Goblin Shaman, and it sold for $35. Some of those individual Warhammer figures are really worth money, but knowing which ones is quite a task. Another very high dollar Warhammer item, actually. This is a complete Goblin Doom Diver kit. This is like a catapult that launches a goblin who's got a hang glider, and they haven't made this in a really long time. Sold for $61.75. Mystery Spot hat, Santa Cruz, California, $7.26. An Ultra Pro Draconic Overlord anime type card mat, $5.30. And finally, a Blood Bowl Team Card Pack, Old World Alliance, $5.32. This says $1, but I believe I actually paid 25 cents each on these. I've got a bunch of them. It's the first one to ever sell, so I guess finally the clearance has worked its way out of every actual store, so people are finally starting to pick them up on eBay. So I'm throwing stuff away and donating stuff left and right. I know you've heard me talking about this for 2 years now, but I still don't have my basement the way I want it to. There's so many things that have been passed over, like, oh, I'll make a decision about that. I'll deal with that later. Big stuff. I just threw away a stereo. Bad stuff. I'm just hauling stuff up and out. I found another box of wooden stamps, and I didn't feel like spending 20 minutes to set them up and photograph for a nice lot that would clear me $8 a year from now. So I'll just get rid of them. I have too many CRT screens. I need to get that number way down. The ones I have aren't even hooked up to anything at the moment. So why do I have them? I'm actually mostly held back in this by what my garbage will hold. And my wife's interjections like, you can't throw paint away, they won't take it, etc., etc. Okay, these are the first sales I filmed in a week because I have been sick as a dog for a week. I finally feel good enough to get in front of the camera again. So let's take a look at a few things I sold, shall we? I sold this upside down pineapple swinger hat, $9.66. I have several similar ones to this in my store, if that's the sort of thing you're looking for. If that's your bag, baby. Sold a Warhammer sprue, half empty, $8.42. Guess it's hat day. Sold St. Patrick's Old Rock Church, green with the rope on it, $23.04. I knew this was going to be a good hat. There was no comps or anything, but I just knew it would be over 20 for sure, and I was right. USS Nimitz, $15.09. This was a case of just the comps. This one is more expensive than some of the other battleships. Don't know why. Maybe more guys served on it. A pair of my wife's old shoes, Nike Shox, $19. A Super Mario hoodie, $12.99. Yeah, it's weird. I don't sell many clothing items, but today somehow 3 hats, 1 pair of shoes, and a hoodie means I've got 6 of them. Not usual for me. Did I say Rapunzel Barbie 1341? If I didn't, I did now. Yeah, I'm still a little bit out of it. So I was going to have an American Girl doll / Our Generation live auction, but first the in-laws got COVID again, so I couldn't get the stuff from their house because it was at their house. Then I got sick, so basically I still don't have the stuff. I just have 1 load that my wife brought, and I realized, oh my goodness, the accessories to those things are massive and not appropriate for a live auction. And if I just sold the dolls, that'd be over in 10 minutes. So I guess that stuff's just going to go on eBay. Or one of the things, the veterinary set is so big, that might have to be Facebook Marketplace. It's like 2 foot on a side. All right, it's Sunday morning. We've got some sales over the weekend. On my long tail account, I sold this Norfolk Southern vintage hat, foam all gone, $10. And I also sold this Shrek Big Box VHS, $2.99. Now, under my regular account, I sold and cannot find a Warhammer 40,000 sprue, Sisters of Battle. Can't find it, $5.88. I sold a lot of 3 Force of Will deck boxes, $7.19. Plus ship, I've only got 2 of those lots left. Blood Bowl figures for the 2nd edition Blood Bowl game at $21. Alright, spring must be coming because people are buying baseball gloves. $8.04 for this Rawlings Fast Pitch softball. What else? These are annoying. Don't buy these. This is a Beyblade Arena, $14.48. This is going to be hard to pack. Not worth it. Sold a itty bitty watch that I just put a new battery in. $10 even. Found another stash of video games that somehow I've had for years. And in that, Rampage World Tour sold for $9.99. And Pokemon Red that probably needs a new battery sold for $50. Of course, it sold to a brand new user who registered that day. I'm sure that'll get stolen from me. For the Apple II, Decisive Battles of the American Civil War, Volume 3, $19.97. All right, anything else? Schindler's List original movie poster sold for $21.82. I thought I just sold one of these, and I thought I had 2 total. It says I still have 1 available. So weird. Check that out. Did I have 3? No. Now I gotta see if that was the person who was messaging me about the stupid thing in the first place. I'll do that after get off with you guys. I sold 8 Space Marine Cultist figures from the early Warhammer game for $120 total. They sold in a day and a half. I sold these Warhammer Necron Canoptek. They look like little piles of spiders is what they look like. This baggie sold for $31.66. I think this breaks my record for single miniature that's not Warhammer. This customized D&D female barbarian miniature sold for $75 in 2 days. It didn't originally come anything like this. It came with just this figure, and somebody else made everything else around it. And knowing who I got it from, they paid to have that done for sure. Russ Scribbles Mommy and Daddy frame, $6.98. And a hand-painted figurine by Susan What's Her Bucket, Willow Tree brand, $27.71. Got this from Zach, so I'll put some money on his spreadsheet. All right, I've got stuff to pack up. The more I'm digging through the remaining corners of my basement, the more money I keep finding. Not actual cash, of course, but like I found a plastic bag with a dozen game cartridges in it, including a Pokemon Red. Where did it come from? I don't know. I recognize the games. I know they were mine, but had no idea where, how they had been at the bottom of this thing for who knows how long. And now I'm trying to clean up my bar/game room, and I noticed the shelves in there probably have $500 to $1,000 worth of Warhammer figures still sitting on them, even though I decided I'm not going to ever play that game. I'm interested in it, but I have too many different interests to add another one. And I know I'm probably going to have another 500 or so fantasy miniatures to sell in the coming months as well. I love to play Dungeons & Dragons with the little figures, but I have way too many hero miniatures and not nearly enough monsters. You don't need that many hero miniatures, because a lot of times the players bring their own anyway, and what you need is monsters. But for some reason they make countless hero miniatures and very few, not nearly as many monsters. So then hopefully I can get back out to actually sourcing in the wild again. I know this seems like the 5th time that I've done this, but I just had an incredible amount of stuff in the corners of my house in the basement, and there's still stuff in the attic. The attic closet, I don't know what's in the attic closet, but there's still stuff in it. And I don't know what's under the basement stairs either. Our basement stairs have a 45-degree corner, and then it's all drywalled around, but it's got these 2 little doorways, and I know it's been shelved full of stuff. The only thing I know that's down there is a set of my wife's dishes that don't fit our life. They're only going to fit a life that we never have. We're never going to need or want a service for 8. We only have seating for 3. And even if someday we get the bigger house, maybe at that point are we still going to want those plates that she's been holding on to for 20 years that, aren't really that nice to begin with. I think they're from Target. I don't know. That's the only thing I know that's under there, but it's completely full. So who knows what it actually is. If you know anybody whose house is completely filled up with junk, why don't you tell them about this channel? I am coming up on 20,000 subs. Somehow they keep coming in every day. Not like I'm getting tons of extra views. My views are not raising at the level my subs are. I guess YouTube's pushing me out to people who are subscribing and not watching. That's all I can think about. Hey, but thanks. I hope to see you again soon.
See, that's One Foot Flipper's nonsense video.
All right, now that it's just us, you remember when they used to have this type of movie called the comedy? Comedies, they were wide appeal movies. Everybody liked them. Could be big dumb ones like Happy Gilmore, or could be, more subtle. But either way, they seem to have stopped making them. Like, I took a look today at what's playing at my local movie theater. I can choose between the latest Marvel movie, Captain America something or other. There's 5 children's movies I can pick from, a few thrillers, and 4 foreign language movies to pick from. One of which is indeed a comedy, but I feel like you lose a little bit of it when you've got to read the jokes off the subtitles. So are comedies only a safe bet for direct-to-streaming now, or are they not even making those? The movie theater even going to still be there in 5 years? I've got no idea. Post your ideas in the comments below.